5 plus 8 plus 12 plus 2 is equals to there. So 8 5 is 13. This is 14. 14 plus 13 is 27. So 27 out of 50 are reading at least 2. So 27 out of 50 are reading at least 2. Out of 10,000, how many read? 27 into 50 upon 10,000. So out of 50, 27 are reading at least 2. So from out of 10,000, how many will read? This will be the same fraction for that. So this way you will get as 50 into 100 is 200. So 200 into 27 will be 5400. This is how you will do the calculations, and this is a very simple question regarding that and very conceptual question. Okay, now consider this. So the number of elements in A is twice the number of elements in B. Then x is okay. So quite simple. So number of elements in B, we will find the number of elements in B, that is 15 plus this 5 plus with this 12 plus this 32 plus this 32. So 20, 32, 32 plus 32 is 64. This is 64 candidates are there in movie. So A will be equal to 64 into 2, that is 128. 128 will be there in A. Out of that 128, so how you will calculate x? X means this area, this area. X means this area only. So you will subtract 128, 128 minus 12 minus 5 minus 18. 12 minus 5 minus 18. So this is 128 minus 35. So this way you will get 93. So this is 18 minus, so 8 minus 5 is 3, and only option with 3. Like just doing this calculation, you can reach at the option. Or this is not even like that much difficult calculation. 60% of the students in class like cartoon movies, 70% like horror movies, and 75% like war movies. What is the smallest percent of students liking all the three types of movies? All the three types of movies. Okay. Uh, so let's see, 60% of students like cartoon movies. That means 35% don't like cartoon movies. 70% like horror movies. That means 30% don't like horror movies. 75% like war movies. That means 25% don't like war movies. This number is 90%. This number is 90%. So people who don't like these movies, who don't like these movies is 90%. So still 10% people are there who are liking all these movies. This is how you do it. This is the very simplest way to do this thing. So because in this case, you cannot go for anything else, because we are not given that data of horror and cartoon, or war or cartoon or that data. So we are not given. So we consider it not liking. So we are considering that they are not liking. Like 35% are not liking this cartoon movies. So if even if that number is 90%, so that means 10% are there that are liking all these movies. These is the 90% people are not liking any, like even one of the movies. So that number is also 90%. This is how you are reaching there without considering any intersection. That is something. In an examination, there are three subjects A, B, C. A student has to pass in each subject. 20% failed in A, 22% failed in B, 16% failed in C. The total number of students passing the whole examination lies between. See, this is a very good question of assumption plus common sense. Common sense plus assumption. Okay. Now see. So how you reach at the conclusions? How you reach at the conclusions? So just add all these things. So 20%. Suppose they are failed in different subjects. Suppose they are failed in different subjects. So 20% plus 22% plus 16%. That means 58%. So suppose, so 58% people failed. If they are failing in different subjects, then still 58% people are failed. So still 42% are passed. 42% are passed. They are asking about passing, so 42% are passed. So these options are eliminated, and out of these two you have to find. So 42% are passed. This is the minimum number if these are failing in different subjects. If these are failing in different subjects. See, and now if they are failing in same subjects, see, so let's say they are failing in same subjects. Still, 22% people. This is the largest number. We look at the largest number. 22% failed in B. 22% failed in B. This is the largest number. See, suppose these 16%, these 16%, and these 20%, these 16% and these 20% are the same students that failed in maths and physics also. But still, some of the people are there, no, that are failing in chemistry. So like if you will consider it like ABC or something like that, so the larger number, it will remain there, because these are the people who have already failed in chemistry, no matter if they are common to the maths or physics people, but 22% will remain as failed, So 78% will be the answer. I hope you get this thing. So this is very common sense. Let us assume like a class. So there are 100 students and 22 failing chemistry. So only 78%, 78 students can have a chance to pass other exam in other exam if the same people are failing in this maths and physics also. But 78 only because 22 have already failed in chemistry. I hope you get this point. I hope you get this point. So this is very common sense and assumption. So this again the same question, 50, 42 and 70, same question, similar lines. Okay, so this is how the things are. 40% of companies employees are women. So okay, see, look at this thing. 100. So 40 are women, 40% are women, and 60% are men. Men. Uh, 60% of age more than 30 years. Out of the men, 60% age more than 30 years. So 60% of the 60%. 60% of the 60% will be 60 into 60 by 100. That means 36. So this 36 percent are greater than greater than 30. That means 24 are less than 30. 24 are less than 30. 360 male employees are below less than 30. So this 24% of X is equals to 360. 24% of X is equals to 360. So X will be equal to 360 into 100 by 24. This is 2. This is 30. This is 50. This will be 1500. This is how you solve these things. Very simple percentage based question. This is not a Venn diagram question. This is how you choose this. Just draw this diagram. So out of 100, 40% are female, 60% are male. Out of the 60%, 60% are greater than 30. That means 36% are greater than 30. 60% of the 60%. And 24% are less than 30. This 24% is given as 360. So 24% of X is 360. Just you have to just find X. That will be 1500. Okay, at this moment, you can also go for the options, look for the options also. In a group of 30 students, each student has opted for at least one of the two subjects. 12 of them have opted for Hindi. 12 is equals to Hindi. 22 have opted for English. 22 is equals to English. The number of students who have opted only English. Only English. So for this thing, you have to find the intersection. So 30 is equals to 12 plus 22 plus minus H intersection E. So H intersection E is equals to 34 minus 30. That is 4. That is 4. So this 4, when you subtract from English, 22 minus 4, you will get the only English wala. So something like this. This is Hindi. This is English. So when you subtract this thing from this English diagram, so you will get the only English. This is only English. Okay, in a city, 80% of population eat rice and 90% of the rice eaters are non-vegetarian. Then what is the percentage of population of the vegetarian? Okay, so this from 100, 80% eat rice and 20% does not eat rice. Out of this 80%, 90% of this 80%, 90% of this 80%. So that means 72. 72% non-veg. 72% non-vegetarians. 72% non-vegetarians. What percentage of the population are vegetarian rice eaters? Vegetarian rice eaters means this 8. This 8. So 8 people, 8% are there. 8%. So 72% are non-veg. 8% are veg. So that means 8. This is how very simple. Like, but just do the simple calculation based on unitary method and you are done. In an office, 40% of the employees are men. Rest are women. So 100 out of 100, 40 are men, 60 are women. Half of the employees are tall and half short. So half are so 50 tall and 50 short. Okay, 50 tall and 50 short is there. 10% of the employees are men and short. 10% are men and short. That means out of this 40, 10 are short. 10 are short and 30 are tall. 30 are tall. And total 50 are tall. So that means 20 are tall and 30, oh sorry, 40 are short. 40 are short. Now we have to find the number of tall men employees. 10% of the employees, 10% of the employees, that means 10. are men and short. So 30 are men and tall. 30 are men and tall. Okay, out of this 40. So and 40 employees are women and tall. 40 employees are women and tall. Okay, now so this 20 should be women and tall. 20 should be women and tall. Now so this 20 is equivalent to 40 according to the question. So the total tall men, that means 30 will be equivalent to 60 because the factor is of 2. Okay, so we have we took 100 as our reference. So out of this 100, we thought that 40% is men and 60% are women. Out of this 40%, 10 are short, 30 are tall, 40 are tall, and 20% are women and tall. So this 20% is equal to 40. This 20% is equals to is equivalent to 40. Then 30% will be equivalent to 60. So you can do the calculation also. I am telling you about unitary method. So suppose 20% of x is equals to 40. Okay, so 1 by 5 x is equals to 40. X is equals to 5 into 40, that is 200. So 200 will be the total number of employees, and 30% of 200 you have to find, that will be 60. So this is how, or just you can go by the unitary method. Your choice. You can do the calculation. I'm not stopping you. I'm just telling you an easier way. Okay. So 23rd question. 60% students play cricket. Okay, 100. 60% play cricket. Student who does not play cricket plays football. So let's say 40% play football. Every football player has got a two-wheeler. Which of the following? See, 60% of the students. See, this doesn't make any sense. Because no cricket has a two-wheeler. This is not mentioned. No, for footballers have two-wheelers, but we are not sure that even cricketers have two-wheelers or not. So cricket players do not play football. This is also quite not sure. So the who does not play football, but who play, we are not given. So we cannot tell confidently about the information that we are not given. So we will mark it as D because we are not clearly given anything. So this is again, all members of the club went to Mumbai, stayed in a hotel. First day, 80% went for shopping and 50% went for sightseeing. Uh, okay, 50% went for sightseeing. So first day. So 80% shopping, 50% sightseeing, 10% took rest, 10% rest. Which of the following conclusions can be drawn? So 40% members went for shopping as well as sightseeing. 40% member went for shopping as well as sightseeing. See. Uh, so this is rest. So 90% are gone. 90% are gone. So suppose out of these 90%, so 50% are sightseeing. Still for so suppose out of this 90%, so this suppose 50% are going for sightseeing. Still 40% are going for shopping. Okay, if you get that thing, if you get that thing, so just try to assume this thing from your side. Let's say 90 is equals to 80 plus 50 minus x. This is the intersection of the sightseeing and shopping. 90 is the total number of candidates that were gone. So how you'll find x? X you'll find as 130 minus 90. This is the intersection, that is 40. So 40% of the people who went for both. So this is how you got that. And 20 means 50 minus 20, side shopping only. Shopping only means 80 minus 40. That means 40. So this is wrong. This is correct. This A will be the answer. So 80% went for shopping. So 50% went for sightseeing, and the people who went for both will be the intersection of them. 90% went outside. So 90 minus 90 is equals to 80 plus 50 minus common. So that will be 40. So first statement is correct. Second statement will come after subtracting this 40 from 80. So this should be 40 instead of 20. So second statement. Now this 100 participants, 70 are Indians. 70 are Indians. See, this is on the same lines. This is on the same lines. So vegetarian rice eaters. So this is a EPFO question. This is a EPFO question, and this is a UPSC question of year 2019. Year 2019. Okay, this is how the patterns are repeated. In a conference out of 100 participants, 70 are Indians. 70 are Indians. That means 30 are foreigners. 60 of the total participants are vegetarian. At least 30 Indians should be vegetarian. See, if all these foreigners are vegetarian, still 30 Indians are vegetarian because total 60 are vegetarian. Again, common sense. At least 10 Indians are non-vegetarian. See, if all the 60 participants are Indians, all the 60 participants are Indians, still Indians are 70. That means 10 should be non-vegetarian. So both statements are correct based on the common sense and assumption. This is the way you deal with the Venn diagrams question. I hope all the things are clear. Still, you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.